Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is bring about conversations of a psychological, mental health, emotional health paradigm. We have over 1,000 of these available. And if you are looking for coaching, life, relationship, business, habit change, all that good stuff, would love to be of a benefit to you. You can either reach out through at PO Perception on Twitter and or in the About Me section of this YouTube page. Either one will get you in contact with me or a member of my team. We can go from there about getting the rest of 2021 and into 2022 as happy, healthy, and good for you as can be. So this is, if your kindness is being used against you, kind of a thing that a lot of people don't want to kind of look at in a lot of ways. When your kindness is being used against you, certainly something is that can be very uncomfortable for you for any number of reasons, but in fact it does happen. So what are some signs that that has happened to you? The first is emotional abuse. Now, emotional abuse is the use of a person's emotional state in order to manipulate outcome of events or control how they feel, thereby using guilt and or manipulation to create leverage in an emotional situation. If a person is using kindness against you, obviously emotional abuse is a key or can be a key result. Isn't always a key result, but often is. I would even say most of the time is, and that can be for a number of reasons. Usually people who are doing this, though, are trying to gain some level of security in order to be able to have security or significance in a person's life. And so when that level of control is activated, then there are issues that come with that, but also benefits that come with that for a number of benefits and values and all of that. So that can be helpful. Next in this series of events or possibilities is these individuals who are abusing your kindness will have no boundaries. So they'll push for their needs to get met, even if it's to your personal, professional, or emotional deficit. They are going to be very insistent with the way in which they present information. They're also not really going to care much about you, but they're going to pretend that they do until what they want, need, or perceive that they need isn't being met, and then personal assault of emotions is going to come as a result of that process. And so that can be super painful, super difficult, and extremely hard to handle for a number of reasons, but not limited to the fact that most of the time when you've already developed a rapport with a person, you can't imagine or don't want to see that someone could be or often is taking advantage of you for a number of reasons. And so that becomes a super challenging, issue for any number of reasons. And when we begin to understand that that is a motivating factor, for some people it gets harder and harder to deal with them in a healthy and personal way. The next is they will limit attention. So there's almost a punishment motif to the way that they are bringing forward the level of attention they give you. If they're benefiting from the attention, they're going to give you more. If they're not benefiting or benefiting in the way they want to, they'll give you less. So the withholding of emotional affection, attention, focus, and all of that gets to be a problem for a number of reasons and ultimately leads to some challenges there as well. When we begin to understand the value of being able to kind of see that someone's manipulating us, we're also going to see that they're going to pass judgment. However, generally speaking, the judgment that is passed is usually something that doesn't necessarily lead in a good direction for a number of reasons, not limited to the fact that the judgment they're passing is for their own benefit. So they may feel differently, but project another judgment onto you or people around you. Now, the other thing is, first, they're going to win your confidence many times by judging others, and then when you agree, they'll start to formulate opinions and viewpoints about you as a person that they can later use to manipulate situations towards the direction they want things to go in your relationship. When the limit of time and attention and affection is coupled with judgment, you're most likely going to be more amenable to changing your behavior in ways that benefit the original offender. The next thing in that is going to look at using guilt and their own victimhood as tent poles of how they're going to feel comfortable in behaving. So that looks like using guilt in nature of how they control your view of them, but also their narrative as it relates to you as a person, and that becomes super uncomfortable for a variety of reasons, not limited to the fact that at the end of the day, these individuals are often looking to control, and then they make themselves look like the victim by insinuating that they never get their needs met. And so, awfulization, always and never, this always happens to me, nothing ever goes right for me, I never get what I need or whatever, that awfulization makes them appear like a victim, and you're softer to them as a person in general, which benefits them, does not benefit you, and leads to struggles. So hopefully this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Until next time, everybody.